Hi again, Clay County. It's your elected collector, Lydia McEvoy, and I thought that today would be a good opportunity to walk you through filling out the assessment form. I know I'm the collector, not the assessor, but you getting this form filled out correctly makes everybody's process and work go much easier at the end of the year. And so it's in my best interest to help you get this correct so that we won't have any billing issues at the end of the year. So I'm actually holding my blue assessment form that I got in the mail from Kathy Reinhardt, the assessor. You will need that in order to fill out your assessment online. There's a PIN number on there. It's, again, very important that they know that the correct person is actually making this declaration, and so you have to have a PIN number. So you do have to have your blue form or your PIN number in order to be assessed online. If you don't have that, call the assessor's office, 407-3520, and get that PIN number before you try to get assessed online. If you look across the top of the screen here, claycountymo.gov/assessor, that's just the assessor's website, and this time of year they have the form right there at the top, and so we're just going to click there to continue. You're going to type in your personal property account. Again, if you have your blue form, if you look on the right side of the page, up at the top where your address information is, there's a number that starts with P. And so you type that in this box right here, P, and mine is 0408617. And by the way, before I started this, I already looked at everything on the form, the blue form, to make sure that, for example, my address was correct, and to kind of make sure that everything looked right and that I had all the documentation I needed to get started. So that's not a bad idea, so that you're ready to go. Then I'm going to type in my PIN number, 2749. And as I understand it, once you put that in, then no one else can, like once I hit submit today, then no one else will be able to go into my account and do anything else online. So I hit search, and that's going to bring up my account. I'm not going to save the password here. Okay, and this has your phone number and email address. That's really important that you include that. I do know in speaking with the assessors when we've had disputes with taxpayers or just issues of trying to get the information correct, that they do try to reach out to people. So give them a good phone number and a good email. They can also provide that information to my office if we're trying to help you with something. So it's really nice if you give us good information. I'm going to go ahead and put my spouse information in here. I don't know why they need it, but they asked for it, and it's fine. It's Kevin McEvoy. I did not move out of Clay County during 2015, so I'm just going to scroll right past there. If you did, you just put your date in there, and you're pretty much done. Because if you moved out in 15, then you won't have owned any property in Clay County as of January 1, 2016. So you'll be pretty much done with the assessment process. Then there's my mailing address. And my mailing address is the same as where my property is located. It's very important that you look at that and that you correct that if there are issues there. For example, if you're a snowbird and you go down to Florida during tax season, you're in Florida around Christmas, then if you want us to mail your bill to a different address, we can do that. But we still have to assess the car based on where it's parked here in Clay County, where you reside in Clay County. We need to know what school district it's in, what city it's in. So those addresses might be different for some people, and that's fine. We can handle that. Just make sure you correct it here. So I'm going to go ahead and submit and proceed to the next page. Okay, so I started out the year with this Dodge Grand Caravan, and I sincerely wanted to make it to January 2nd before I bought a more expensive vehicle, but I was not able to. I drove that car smoking onto a used car lot and drove out with a different car that day. And that happened in November. So I need to remove this Dodge Grand Caravan. I owned it almost all of 2015, so I paid taxes on it for 15, but it was gone before 2016 started. So I did not own it January 1, 2016. So I'm going to click remove here and take that off. Now, of course, I kept my beloved motorcycle, so there's no change there. And so I'm going to add in the new vehicle that I purchased. For this, you're going to need probably the title to your car. You don't actually have to have your title, but you're going to need your VIN number. You may be able to find that on your insurance card if you don't have your title with you, but you need your VIN number, and that's really the most important information. I spoke to the personal property department this morning to verify what exactly they need, and if they get a full and complete VIN number, they can get almost everything else that they need. So get that right. Now, I drive a Jeep Commander now. That is listed under trucks, vans, and SUVs. Please note that vans are identified in that same category. People don't think of their vans as trucks, but it's the way the Department of Revenue classifies them, and so that's what we have to do. So trucks, vans, and SUVs are in that category there. And my Commander is a 2006, so I'm going to type that in. I'm going to go down through this list here and find Jeep. And by the way, I'm going to talk to you in a second. If you go down through here and for some reason your exact model isn't listed, there's a way to fix that as well. And then mine's a Commander, so I'm going to scroll down, see if I can find that. And I'm noticing, like, for example, with Cherokee here, there's a million different choices, and see, there is even with the Commander here. Do your best to pick the correct thing, but they're going to be able to tell from your VIN number whether it's the sport version, the two-wheel drive, the four-wheel drive, the V6, whatever. I do believe that mine's a four-wheel drive V6, but if for any reason I don't have that completely accurate, they'll be able to tell that from my VIN number. So that's why it's so important to get that VIN number correct. So now I'm going to type in the full VIN number of my vehicle. It's going to take me a second, people, because that's a lot of letters and numbers, and you want to make sure that you get it correct. Okay, let me read that back to myself. 1J8HG48N06C165164. Sorry to put you through that, Clay County, but this is actually my real life assessment, and I want to get it correct. I also called Personal Property Department this morning and asked them what to put in this description line. It's really an optional line. You don't have to put anything there. But that's, again, if there's something you want to tell them about your vehicle, or if you weren't able to find the correct vehicle in the drop-down menu, you can put it there in that description line. They'll read it. They'll deal with whatever information. If you gave them a good phone number and an email, they can contact you with any questions. But it's an optional line, so I'm not going to put anything there. So I'm going to click OK. I think everything looks correct. And now we're back to that original place where we were, and my van is crossed off, my motorcycle is still there, and now my Jeep Commander is there. And that's everything that I owned in my name on January 1. Interestingly, when we bought the Jeep Commander, the dealership kind of messed up, and they put the vehicle in both my name and my husband's name. We usually keep them in our own names. And I spoke to the assessment department, and they said since I had an existing account, that's not a problem. It just has to go on one of our accounts. The DMV is going to care that you show a paid tax receipt that matches at least one name on the title and that matches the VIN number, and that you look at the purchase date that's on the title, and therefore you have the correct year. For example, one year I had a car accident on Christmas Eve, and so I didn't buy a car until January. But if I had bought a car right there at the end of the year, check very closely what your title says regarding the date of purchase. Maybe you bought it in December, but you didn't take possession until January or something like that. They are going to go by the date on that title. The DMV is going to go by the date on that title. So always look at that purchase date and use that to determine whether or not it should be on that year's taxes. So I'm going to submit property as shown. And I've got my confirmation. We're filling that out on my own computer, not doing this for you. I would screenshot it, but I do get an email confirmation sent to my address. Keep that. If there's ever any question, there's some sort of an internet glitch, anything like that, if you have your email confirmation that you tried to fill out the assessment form at the correct time, then the assessor can work with you on that. And that's it for now. The Personal Property Department's phone number, they've got the Data Entry Department listed here. It says it's 407-3518. That's going to be specifically for technical issues related to trying to do it online. And then 407-3520 is the Personal Property Department in general. And they're going to be able to answer just questions about vehicles in general. And of course, you can always call 407-3200. We're the Collectors Department, and we can point you in the right direction, and we're always here to help. Thank you.